This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Today marks 3 years since a house fire killed 4 young girls in Carroll County. Now police are asking for more help in the unsolved arson investigation.
Indiana has some of the highest maternal and infant mortality rates in the country. Call 6 Investigates finds out why some expectant mothers must drive longer than an hour just to get basic care.
And a warning this morning after an outbreak of hepatitis A in Indiana. The food health officials believe is the cause. Time now is 5:01 here on your Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Todd Clausen is with us right now to take a look at today's forecast, and we've got rain in the forecast.
Yeah, it's back. Have the umbrella handy throughout the day today. We're never going to get into a heavy rain, and it's never going to be steady throughout the entire day. It's just going to be kind of a nuisance off and on throughout the day in the sense that it's dry, and then all of a sudden the next band of rain will move in. You'll have to pop that umbrella up. The good trade-off, though, is temperatures today will be a little warmer than they've been in quite some time. Here's a live look for you at Storm Team 6 radar, and you notice some spotty showers from Terre Haute to Bloomington up towards Lafayette as well. And this is just the initial batch of shower activity that is going to be making its way into the area throughout the course of the morning and honestly throughout much of the day. Now, the heaviest of the rain and the steady rain, that is going to bypass us to the north. What we'll deal with is the cold front coming through, and as this front comes through, all that rain you see near St. Louis back towards Kansas City is going to have to make its way through central Indiana. So it's definitely going to be a day that's going to be damp. It's going to be dreary, but there will be some dry hours mixed in as well. The other thing you'll notice, the wind, it's really going to start to pick up throughout the course of the day today. We're in the 30s and 40s for all central Indiana. 38 in Richmond's the cool spot. Everybody else is in the 40s, 43 in Indy. So this is all rain. No threat of any wintry weather throughout the day today. So that is at least some good news. But again, rain showers off and on, becomes windswept rain later on this afternoon with some gusts that could be up to 40 miles per hour. The temperature, though, that eventually gets up to 56 degrees.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look at some drive times as you're planning out your commute. Taking a look over here, looks like we're having some clicker issues this morning, but right now I can tell you that the interstate travel, here we go, on the northwest side. No problems here on I-65 southbound, a 17-minute drive from I-865 to I-70. Over on the northeast side on I-69 as you're traveling southbound, a 13-minute drive from State Road 13 down to I-465. Over here on the west side as you're traveling eastbound on I-74, it's just a 7-minute drive from State Road 267 to I-465, so no issues there. Let's take a look in the downtown area. This is I-65 and I-70 at the south split. Traffic is moving along up to speed this morning in all directions. No major issues to slow you down. We are following breaking news right now. This is out of Lawrence. Police say that they're searching for this woman, 75-year-old Karen Glass. Police say that she suffers from issues with dementia and was last spotted walking on 79th Street early this morning. She was seen wearing cream-colored pajamas. Want to give you a live look in the area right now where that search is underway. If you have any information that could help, you're asked to call police.
New and only on RTV6, a new call for help from state police involving the fire that killed 4 little girls in Flora. Today marks 3 years since that deadly house fire in Carroll County. The home at Columbia Division remains boarded up. The fire that killed the 4 girls was ruled an arson. Investigators have spent the past 3 years following up on tips, and State Police Superintendent Doug Carter believes someone will soon say something. There is a reward for information leading to an arrest. The number to call on your screen is on your screen right now. That is 1-800-382-4628. And all new at 6 a.m., our Rafael Sanchez talks with the mother of those 4 girls in an exclusive interview.
Indiana is in the midst of a crisis. Mothers and babies are dying at an alarming rate in our state. Indiana's maternal mortality rate is the 3rd highest in the nation, and our state's infant mortality rate is the 7th highest. One of the largest issues that we're facing here in Indiana is our maternity care deserts. Call 6 Investigates found thousands of women are having to travel out of county to see a doctor, making them more at risk of death. We sat down with 2 women who live in Montgomery County, one of the worst counties in the state with access to care. They have to travel to Tippecanoe County just to be seen by a doctor.
It's a good 45 minutes to the hospital that we'll be delivering at, and that goes the same for like a real ultrasound. We have to go for that 45 minutes as well to get the ultrasound tech.
It's an hour and 15 minutes away. I'm going to be I'm going to be in labor on our way to the hospital.
Call 6 Investigates found 33 out of Indiana's 92 counties either have no hospitals or the hospital has no OB services where the women can receive medical care before and after pregnancy, meaning women in more than a third of our state are living in what's called maternity deserts. So why are hospitals closing their doors? It turns out it all comes down to money. Doctors say that NICUs are very expensive to staff if you can't find enough staff for them. Tonight on RTV6, Call 6 Investigates Stephanie Wade takes this information straight to the governor and to the state health commissioner to see what the state is doing to save more moms and babies.
A lot of uncertainty this morning for employees of a 30-year-old Southside Indianapolis company. In a letter to the Indiana Department of Workforce Development, the CEO of Motionware notified the state it plans to shut down its manufacturing and distribution facilities in January, with most, if not all, 146 employees losing their jobs. However, when contacted by RTV6 for more information, CEO Casey Hammontree told us that since closure is a possibility, they are required to notify the state. He said the company is pursuing a number of strategic paths, including selling the business. Motionware started in Indianapolis in 1987. The company makes dance, gymnastics, and cheerleading apparel. Hammontree said the economics of this situation are largely driven by a challenging manufacturing environment. He could not say when a final decision would be made.
A warning this morning: if you shop at Fresh Time Farmers Market, health officials are looking into the outbreak of hepatitis A connected to blackberries sold at the store. People in Indiana, Nebraska, and Wisconsin have reported getting sick from those berries. The FDA says that the blackberries were non-organic and purchased between September 9th and 30th. The berries come from a company that ships to Fresh Time in 11 states, including Indiana. Health officials are still looking into how this happened. The FDA recommends calling your doctor if you become sick after eating these berries or if you've eaten them within the last 2 weeks.
If you haven't gotten your flu shot yet this year, Community Hospital East will be giving free flu shots today. The clinic goes from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the main lobby of the hospital on Ritter Avenue. Vaccines will be given to people ages 18 and older while supplies last. The Centers for Disease Control says the U.S. is seeing more flu activity than usual for this time of year, making it even more important to get a flu shot now. Here at 5:08 this morning, Indianapolis Animal Care Services is asking for your help.
That shelter is almost at capacity again after just adopting out more than 100 animals. Our Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning. And Kelsey, how can the community help them out there?
Well, Meredith and Lauren, the best way to help is if you're planning on bringing home a furry friend this holiday season, adopt, don't shop. And this weekend through Thanksgiving, adoptions will be free here at the Indianapolis Animal Shelter. So during their recent adopt-a-thon, more than 100 animals found new homes. But in less than a week, the shelter took in more than 150 new animals, meaning the kennels and cages that were empty are now full again. Now, staff at IACS say right now they have to use portable crates for some animals until a kennel or cage opens up. Their goal is to adopt out as many animals as possible before the Thanksgiving holiday. And if you want to make sure the dog or cat is a good fit for you before you sign any papers, you can utilize their Cuddle Before You Commit program. It gives you an opportunity to foster an animal for 2 weeks, and then after that period, you can finalize that adoption. So right now, again, all adoptions are free here at the shelter, and that includes a microchip, spay and neuter surgery, and all age-appropriate vaccines. The shelter opens today at 10 a.m. Reporting live in Indianapolis, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
All right, thank you, Kelsey. As you get ready to walk out the door this morning, maybe you're going to be walking your favorite four-legged friend. Just know that some rain showers are making their way into the area. So grab that cup of coffee and kind of prepare yourself for a fairly wet day. Not so much over the next hour or two. There's just going to be some spotty showers. But once we get to 8 o'clock onward, that's when we're going to have the better chance of seeing the showers. The temperatures, though, will be in the 40s. So there's no threat of any wintry weather in the forecast for the day today. But we're just kind of continuing continuing in this stretch of damp and dreary weather. Yesterday, we were not able to break apart the clouds. I was hopeful for a little bit of sunshine late in the day. That did not happen. And today, we are definitely locked in with the clouds. And here comes the first waves of rain. Some light showers in Lafayette up towards the Crown Point area. Another band of rain from Terre Haute getting ready to push into Bloomington. And there's plenty of more rain off to our west. And this is all going to make its way through the area during the course of the day today. So today is the wettest day of the week, but it's also the warmest day of the week. And that is the trade-off, as temperatures today will be climbing up into the mid-50s for your afternoon highs across the area. The wind picks up as well. And while you don't need Storm Shield today for any alerts, no severe weather, no wintry weather, here's what you'll need it for today. Radar you can control right on your phone, so you can download that Storm Shield app completely free for either your iPhone or your Android.
Todd, thank you. A bombshell testimony is now implicating other top officials in the impeachment inquiry. How Trump is reacting to the latest statement.
And here is a live look over on the west side, I-70 here near Lyndhurst Drive. You can see traffic is moving along just fine, both eastbound and westbound. We'll continue to keep a close eye on those roads as you're heading out to kick off your Thursday. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
Welcome back. The president is responding after a marathon of bombshell testimonies on Wednesday.
U.S. Ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, was the main focus, saying everyone was in the loop on the Ukraine call. Sondland confirmed there was a quid pro quo regarding Ukraine. He also implicated several top officials, including Vice President Mike Pence and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Longtime Pentagon official Laura Cooper revealed in her testimony that Ukrainian officials knew as early as the July 25th phone call that American aid money was being held up. After the hearings, President Trump is still declaring victory.
We have no due process. We can't have anything. And yet, not only did we win today, it's over.
Though he was brought up in yesterday's hearings, Vice President Mike Pence did not discuss the matter in his visit to Indianapolis. Instead, he talked about education at the Strata Education Network National Symposium reception. His visit comes one day after thousands of teachers surrounded the State House asking for changes to Indiana's education budget. Vice President Mike Pence says that educating the future is a priority, and Indiana's Education Center is a model for the Trump administration.
We actually included expanding career and vocational education to every high school is one of the top priorities. And I'll never forget one of the first conversations that I had when then candidate Donald Trump was considering me to join his ticket was on the subject of education. I think he was very interested in Indiana's growing economy and our balanced budget, but he was just as interested in what we'd been able to do with education, innovation, and reform.
Though he did not address the impeachment inquiry, one of his top aides says that an alleged discussion brought up yesterday by Ambassador Sondland never happened.
Prince Andrew says he is stepping back from his royal duties after criticism over his association with Jeffrey Epstein. He's facing a lot of backlash after a BBC interview he did talking about his relationship with Epstein, who was facing federal charges for sexually abusing underage girls and running a sex trafficking ring. In the interview, the Queen's son denied that he had sex with an underage woman who said she'd been trafficked by Epstein. A number of agencies cut ties with the Duke of York afterwards. Prince Andrew says he regrets his relationship with Epstein and was willing to aid in ongoing investigations.
The Indiana grandfather charged in his granddaughter's fall from that cruise ship appeared in court on Wednesday. Salvatore Anello traveled from his home here in Indiana for the hearing in Puerto Rico. He was in court for about 10 minutes to answer charges of negligent homicide. Anello says that he placed his granddaughter Chloe Wiegand near the open window that he thought was closed. That's when she fell from the ship's 11th story. The prosecution said they have witnesses from both on and off the island they will call to testify. Anello and his family have all said this is a tragic accident. At 5:17, let's check in with Todd Clausen and get a look at today's forecast.
All right, as we go throughout the day today, once again, we're talking about precipitation in the forecast. Yesterday was kind of a damp day. We had a little drizzle early in the morning. We had that fog, but we never got into any steady rain falling from the sky. Well, today we will get into some shower activity, but most of it's going to be pretty scattered. scattered in nature, but you do notice we have rain chances in the forecast through all day parts from this morning all the way through the evening hours. So what we're dealing with is a pretty strong area of low pressure that's going to be moving through. We're on the south end of it, so we're just kind of dealing with the cold front coming through. And in turn to the north, they're dealing with an area of low pressure, and that's where the steady rain is. So this is what it looks like right now on Storm Team 6 radar. You notice a few showers here and there. As we go over to your radar and expand it and start moving it in motion for you, you notice that these bands of rain are moving through. There's some light showers in Lafayette as well as Kokomo, getting ready to push into Peru. Some more light rain through Terre Haute down towards Bloomington. And as we expand out even further, here's the area of low pressure with the steady and heavy rainfall that's moving through Wisconsin, and a pretty good band of rain's getting ready to move into Chicago. So you may want to check your flights if you're heading to Chicago or connecting up in Minneapolis as well, where they're mixing in with a little bit of snow, and the wind's going to really start to kick in as well. But as far as the rain, we'll just deal with the cold front coming through and these waves of rain. So I don't think we ever really get into a prolonged period of steady rain throughout the day today. More in the sense that there'll be a band of rain goes through, maybe steady for a little while, then you're dry, and then another band of rain comes through. And you can see this here on TrueCast. We got a pretty good push of rain coming through during the noon hour, and then a little bit of a break mid-afternoon, and then more showers will make their way through. And this band of rain that you see right here at 6 p.m., that's the actual cold front that comes through. Once that happens, that's when we're going to start to see temperatures fall. But until then, we are looking at temperatures that will eventually climb up into the 50s before that front passes. Here's the view from downtown to the north. No issues with visibility here this morning. Right now, the temperature's at 43 degrees. Right now, the wind's also fairly light, only at 9 miles per hour out of south-southeast. That wind, though, will kick up to probably about 40 miles per hour later on this afternoon. Those will be the gusts. Sustained winds will be right around 20-some miles per hour. But temperatures right now are in the 40s. Here's how it breaks down for you hour by hour throughout the day today. We should be up to 50 degrees as the showers become more numerous by mid-morning. We deal with the rain. It becomes more windswept rain throughout the afternoon as those winds kick in. Temperatures into the low 50s and then eventually into the mid-50s as we get to the 5 o'clock hour this evening. Temperatures will eventually fall off pretty quickly once that front passes. And then for tomorrow, we're back to more of a winter-like pattern, partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout the day tomorrow. Temperatures that will be into the low 40s for us across the area. And then once we get into Saturday, say it ain't so, Todd. We're going to be dealing with a wintry mix that's going to be moving in, as we'll be dealing with some rain and or snow showers off and on throughout the day. At this point, accumulations look minimal. We could see some minor accumulations, maybe up to an inch on grassy areas, but that should be just about it. But look at those temperatures over the weekend. Very chilly in the 40s. Back to more seasonal levels with sunshine as we enter Monday and Tuesday.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here is a live look at traffic for your Thursday morning commute on the west side, I-465 at I-74 and Crawfordsville Road. Traffic here is picking up, but traveling up to speed. No crashes to slow you down. So let's take a look at our traffic now. Maps and plan out your commute. If you're driving in from the south side on State Road 37, starting you off here at State Road 144, traveling up to I-465 at the Harding Street exit. It is a 12-minute drive, so no delays there. Looking across the Johnson County area here on Whiteland Road as you're hopping on I-65 northbound, heading to the downtown area, I-70 at the North Split. It is an 18-minute drive. That is normal, and everything there is traveling smoothly. So let's take a look at the North Split right now. This is I-65 and I-70 at the North Split from our INDOT traffic camera. No problems here.
We have an update on the breaking news we have been following out of Lawrence this morning, where police are searching for this woman, 75-year-old Karen Glass. Police have just confirmed to us that they have located a body in a pond near where the search for her was being done. As of right now, though, they have not confirmed if that body is in fact Karen Glass. Police say Glass suffers from issues with dementia and was last spotted walking on 79th Street. If you have any information that could help, you are asked to call police immediately. A woman's desperate search to find her wedding ring has a happy ending. After the break, how it was returned after being lost in a grocery bag.
Come take a test drive at Honda of Fishers.
A Massachusetts woman is thankful after finding her wedding ring that was lost in a grocery bag. 80-year-old Jan McGuire works as a part-time bagger, and while she was working, she noticed her wedding ring was gone. She had worn that ring since 1960 when she married her late husband. Jan thought it might have fallen into someone's grocery bag and made a post on Facebook asking for help. 3,000 shares later, the ring was returned to customer service.
Gives you faith after all the things that go on around, you know. Really, it was a good feeling. Good Thanksgiving feeling, I'll tell you.
Jen doesn't know who returned her ring. She now wears it securely on a necklace and close to her heart. I guess you would never think about there being risks of being a bagger at a grocery store, but there you go. There is one of them.
I'm glad someone checked their bag carefully,
no
too.
Kidding,
no
kidding. Well, you know, I don't know about you guys, but you empty those bags and then you just stuff them up and toss them in the closet or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, very, very lucky there. All right, are we lucky in the weather department today?
Yes and no. Yes, it's the warmest day of the week, and no, we're dealing with rain off and on throughout the day today, and some of those showers are making their way into the area. Right now, you can see from Kokomo up into the Monticello, Logansport area, a little bit of light rain, also in Terre Haute as well as Bloomington, and there's a lot more to come. It's not going to be steady throughout the day. There will be some dry hours with just lots of clouds, but these showers are with us off and on really through at least about 6 to 8 o'clock this evening. The wind kicks up as well. The good news, I mentioned the temperatures, they will climb into the mid-50s. The time now is 5:27. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Today at 10 on RTV6. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 5:30 on Good Morning Indiana, it has been 3 years since a house fire claimed the lives of 4 little girls, but the cause of that fire remains a mystery.
This morning, we're talking to state police as they issue a call for help to solve this case. And IACS is at full capacity, and they need your help clearing the shelter before the Thanksgiving holiday.
Our Kelsey Anderson is joining us live from the shelter with the details on how you can help. But before we get to those top stories, we do have to talk about the weather today because it's a busy one in the forecast.
It is, Todd, and you are telling people they probably should grab an umbrella. Thankfully, though, the rainfall that's headed our way isn't too heavy.
Yeah, you know, that's the good news. We're never getting into a heavy rain. It's not going to last long throughout the day. It's just going to kind of be off and on. So there will be some opportunities maybe to get out and about and get some activities done outdoors. You're just going to have to check the radar before you head out as far as what's happening right now. Storm Team 6 radar showing some light rain showers from Martinsville to Nashville into the Bloomington area, back towards Terre Haute and Rockville as well. Then there's some more showers moving from Kokomo up towards the Peru area this morning. And this is just the beginning of it. We have a lot more rain that's off to our west, and this has to go through. The steady rain, though, is really Chicago towards Green Bay, back into the Minneapolis area where it's mixing with some snow. So we are just dealing with the cold front coming through, and that's why our showers are going to be scattered in nature. But here's the problem. It's a cold front. The wind is going to pick up ahead of that cold front, and it's going to make our winds gust up to about 40 miles per hour. Temperatures are in the 40s right now. They will go up into the 50s later on this afternoon, so it's the warmest day that we have this week. But with that wind, it's going to feel a little bit colder than the actual temperatures. And here we go. We really ramp up the shower activity from 10 a.m. onward throughout the afternoon and into the evening hours. Behind this cold front, a return to more of a winter-like pattern. More on that, Lauren, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Here is a live look right now at your commute through the downtown area, I-65. Here, a view from St. Clair Street. This is between the north and south splits where you can see traffic is moving along up to speed this morning. No major issues. Let's take a look at our map right now. Plan out your drive as you're heading in from the southeast side from Acton Road to I-465. It is a quick 5-minute drive. No delays there to our southeast. So let's take a turn over to the west side of town, I-70 near Sam Jones Expressway. Traffic here is moving along just fine. No crashes to report around the metro area. Great news as you're heading out on the roads this Thursday. It is 5:32. I want to get to some breaking news we've been following out of Lawrence. That's where police are searching for this woman, 75-year-old Karen Glass. Police have just confirmed to us that they have located a body in a pond near where that search was being done. As of right now, though, they have not confirmed if, in fact, that body is that of Karen Glass. Police say Glass suffers from issues with dementia and was last spotted walking on 79th Street. If you have any information that could help, you're asked to call police.
New and only on RTV6, a new call for help from Indiana State Police involving the fire that killed 4 little girls in Flora. Today marks 3 years since that deadly house fire in Carroll County. The home at Columbia and Division remains boarded up. The fire that killed the 4 girls was ruled an arson, and investigators have spent the past 3 years following up on tips. State Police Superintendent Doug Carter believes someone will soon say something.
Somebody doesn't want to live with this anymore, and they're gonna want to talk about it. And maybe they'll talk to us, maybe they'll talk to somebody that will talk to us. But tomorrow could be the day, and that's my message to the person that did this. If it's not today, it just might be tomorrow. And if it's not tomorrow, it just might be on Wednesday. But it's one person telling us what they know. And we bring peace to those 4 little souls.
Now, there is a reward for information leading to an arrest. The number to call on your screen is on your screen right now, 1-800-382-4628. And all new at 6 a.m., our Rafael Sanchez talks with the mother of those 4 girls in an exclusive interview.
It is 5:34, and it was an emotional night in Fishers as the police department there, family and supporters from all across the state said goodbye to K-9 Officer Harley. Harley was shot and killed last week while helping officers who were on a manhunt. It was the first line of duty death ever for the Fishers Police Department. Even though Harley was a K-9 officer, he was also part of a family. Kim Koopman, the wife of Officer Jared Koopman, Harley's partner, said Harley was a tremendous loss, not only for their family, but that entire community.
Knowing the boys won't get up in the morning to go on their daily walk with Jared and Harley is just so sad. I know just as we are, so are the men and women who have been brave enough to go into the darkness with Jared and Harley are being forever changed by this experience. Harley, there are no words one can say for how one little pup could impact so many people.
You can make a donation to the Fishers Police Foundation in memory of K-9 Officer Harley. We have the information on how to do that right now on the RTV6 app.
This morning, Indianapolis Animal Care Services is asking for your help.
The shelter is almost at capacity again, and that's after adopting out more than 100 animals. Our Kelsey Anderson is joining us live this morning. And Kelsey, how can we as the community help them out?
Well, as a community, if you are planning on getting a new animal for this holiday season, maybe as a gift or just something new to have in your home, they want you to adopt and not shop. And that's their mission here, is that people will come here, and that's why they're having free adoptions starting today. So now during their recent adopt-a-thon, more than 100 animals found forever homes. But in less than a week, the shelter took in 150 new animals, meaning that the kennels and cages that were empty are now full again. Staff at IACS say right now they have to use portable crates for some animals until a kennel or cage opens up. Their goal is to adopt out as many animals as possible before the Thanksgiving holiday. If you want to make sure the dog or cat is a good fit for your home before you sign any papers, you can utilize their Cuddle Before You Commit program. It gives you an opportunity to foster an animal for 2 weeks, and after that period, you can finalize the adoption. Now, right now, all adoptions here at this shelter are free. That comes with microchips, spay and neuter, and all age-appropriate vaccinations. The shelter opens today at 10 a.m. Reporting live in Indianapolis, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. It is 5:37. A fundraiser will be held today in memory of an 18-year-old man who was killed by an accused drunk driver. Isaac Oldham died in September. According to court documents, the driver of an SUV ran a stop sign, crashing into Isaac's motorcycle at Shelbyville Road and 5 Points Road, just minutes from his home. Police arrested the driver of the SUV for operating a vehicle while intoxicated. Records say that her blood alcohol level was more than double the legal limit. Now Isaac's family is sharing their pain in hopes of helping prevent similar losses in the future.
It's rough. I mean, it's been a difficult couple months. It's not easy to go through, and people keep saying at work, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I'm like, I know. I mean, there's nothing else they can say.
I know there's nothing that's going to change how it affected us, but to stop it from affecting other people is a big goal.
The Oldhams are working with Mothers Against Drunk Driving to pass better drunk driving laws. And they're raising money for a memorial bench that will be at the Kroger where he worked. Funds will also go to a scholarship in his name. This fundraiser runs from 4 till 8 this evening on the Chick-fil-A on Southport Road. The family will also pass out information from Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Fuzzy's Vodka is back home in Indiana. The vodka brand, owned by Indiana native and golf legend Fuzzy Zoeller, is now being distilled and bottled in Bloomington. Production of the vodka with locally sourced Midwestern corn will take place at Cardinal Spirits in Bloomington. Production started in Oregon, but Zoeller said he really wanted to bring it home to Indiana. A change in state regulations helped make it happen. Cheers, Todd.
That's good. I like the old Fuzzies, not this early in the morning. On later on, happy hour today might be a day where you may want to grab a drink later on this afternoon of your choice, because it's going to be pretty wet out there and windy as well. So it's just some spotty showers as the kids head off to school this morning and you head off to work, with temperatures that will be in the mid-40s. When the kids come home, the showers should be a lot more numerous, and at that point, the wind is really starting to kick up as well. So it turns into a pretty wet and windy day for us, with our temperature getting up to 56 degrees. That's the trade-off that we have with the wind and the rain, is that the temperature today is the warmest it's probably been since a week ago Sunday. So it's been a long time since we've had temperatures this mild. Unfortunately, it's not mild and sunny, as all this rains off to our west is going to have to stream through at some point throughout the day today. So we don't get into a steady rainfall throughout the day today. Instead, our rainfall coverage is on a scattered basis. So that's at least some good news. There will be some dry hours. If you're running to the grocery store, you may be able to time it out where you run in and it's just cloudy and breezy, and then you run out and you're still just dealing with dry conditions. But always have that umbrella handy throughout the day today as these showers move through and the wind really starts to pick up.
Todd, thank you. There's a new twist in the case of a former Boston College student accused of encouraging her boyfriend to kill himself. Coming up, the evidence her lawyers say points to her innocence.
And the makers of White Claw are rolling in the dough despite a shortage of the popular beverage. Coming up, just how much the company expects to make this year. It's 5:40. We'll be right back.
Bravojet, only from iRobot.
Welcome back. The Democratic candidates for president faced off in a fiery debate in Atlanta last night.
The candidates clashed over health care, foreign policy, and taxes. But as ABC's Trevor Ault reports, all 10 candidates did agree on one thing.
After the historic day of impeachment proceedings in Washington, 10 of the top Democratic presidential candidates sparred over who deserves to challenge President Trump.
We cannot simply be consumed by Donald Trump, because if we are, you know what? We're going to lose the election.
The candidates largely agreed on impeaching the president.
We have to establish the principle, no one is above the law.
Donald Trump doesn't want me to be the nominee. That's pretty clear.
There was plenty of disagreement on other issues, including the legalization of marijuana.
This week, I hear him literally say that I don't think we should legalize marijuana. I thought you might have been high when you said it.
And the candidates once again clashed on health care.
The first week of my administration, we will introduce Medicare for all.
The fact is that right now, the vast majority of Democrats do not support Medicare for all. It couldn't pass the United States Senate right now.
But Biden is getting the most attention for his gaffe when talking about his support from Senator Carol Moseley Braun, saying the only black woman ever elected to the U.S. Senate endorses him. He said that with Senator Kamala Harris standing just feet away from him.
The only African-American woman that ever been elected to the United States Senate. A whole range of people.
No,
my point is
that's not true. The other one is here.
Biden clarified that he meant to say Braun was the first black woman to be elected to the Senate.
This may have been the last time on stage for some of the candidates. Only 6 of the 10 have qualified for the next debate happening next month. Trevor Ault, ABC News, Atlanta.
At 5:45, the impeachment inquiry took a pivotal turn yesterday during the testimony from U.S. Ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland. The ambassador says that there was, in fact, quid pro quo involving Ukraine and the Trump administration's push for an investigation into the Biden's 2016 election. He also insisted that he wasn't acting alone, saying everyone, quote, was in the loop, but acknowledged that the president never told him directly.
Was there a quid pro quo? As I testified previously,
With regard to the requested White House call and the White House meeting, the answer is yes. Mr. Giuliani demanded that Ukraine make a public statement announcing the investigations of the 2016 election, DNC server, and Burisma.
Following the allegation from Sunland, President Trump took one small piece of the testimony, proclaiming that he said, "I want nothing. I want no quid pro quo. I just want Zelensky to do the right thing," end quote. It's important to know that those comments came after the White House learned about the whistleblower complaint.
Newly released text messages between a former Boston College student and her boyfriend, who she allegedly encouraged to commit suicide, could have a big impact on the case. Prosecutors say In Young Yu repeatedly urged Alexander Ortula to, quote, go kill himself in the months prior to him jumping off a parking garage. But this week, her attorney shared a series of texts they claim show her trying to intervene in those final moments. In one exchange, Ortula wrote, quote, "I'm far away on a tall place and I'm not going to be here for long." To which she responded, "What are you doing? If you love me, stop." But that exchange is just a fraction of the more than 75,000 text messages prosecutors say were exchanged in the 2 months leading to Ortula's death. In Young Yu is facing involuntary manslaughter charges.
Take a look at this video here. A robber in Louisiana managed to make his great escape despite tripping 3 times. Police say he walked into the Westlaw Federal Credit Union in South Shreveport on Tuesday demanding cash and then attempted to run away. After his not so graceful exit, police say he dropped his mask and some of the cash. Luckily, no one was hurt, but that man is still on the run. Pretty crazy. All right, Todd, here we want to get a check of our forecast today. Rain in the forecast for a Thursday.
Yeah, you will contend with these rain showers off and on throughout the entire day today, as it turns pretty breezy as well. And we do briefly dry out tomorrow before more precipitation heads our way this weekend. Unfortunately, once we get to this weekend, we're going to be talking about the potential for rain and snow mixing in as we start to bring some colder temperatures in. Today, though, everything is in the form of all rain. Temperatures well above freezing already this morning. Some light showers near Peru, a few more down in Brown County, and then we also have some light rain showers over towards the Crawfordsville area. And this is going to be the deal throughout the day today. We never get into a prolonged period of steady rainfall, but we will be dealing with these scattered showers off and on through a good chunk of the day. And as we expand out, you can see the bulk of the heavy rainfall is really from Chicago northward. But what we have is a cold front that is going to be working its way through. Out ahead of the cold front, we have southerly winds. That brings our temperatures today up into the 50s, and then we'll turn our winds northwesterly behind the cold front, and that's going to bring the colder temperatures in. But the wind will be an issue as the day goes on. So as we work our way throughout the day today, watch what happens with the rainfall. It's, again, not a steady rain. We deal with these scattered showers off and on at times throughout the day today. We always have that damp kind of feeling. But it's this evening, this skinny band of rain comes through with one final push of rain, probably like a burst of rainfall, and that's the actual cold front going through. Once that happens, that's when our temperatures start to fall off. So as far as the wind forecast goes, you notice the winds are out of the south or the southwest throughout much of the day, but here are our wind speeds. We're only in the 20-mile-per-hour range here this morning, but then we get those gusts close to 40 miles per hour later on this afternoon. The temperature, that sits at 43 degrees. There's those light winds right now, only 9 miles per hour, and temperatures are well above freezing in the 40s here this morning. Highs today, they will be topping off in the mid-50s with that rain moving through. So between the wind and the rain, those 50s will not be feeling like the 50s. It's going to feel more like it's in the 40s. And then speaking of the 40s, that's where we are tomorrow. Partly cloudy, 46 degrees. Then a little rain-snow mixture over the weekend. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Accumulations will be minimal, maybe an inch or less, mainly on grassy areas. And then temperatures will start to moderate once again for Monday and Tuesday. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Right now, no crashes to report around the metro area. Great news for your commute as you're heading southbound from the northwest side this morning. A 17-minute drive from I-865 in the Dog Lake to I-70 at the North Split. No delays there. That is traveling up to speed. Let's take a look right now from our INDOT traffic camera over on the northeast side. Across down here, I-465 and East 56th Street. Traffic there is traveling up to speed.
It looks like the White Claw shortage shortage is not hurting the company's bottom line, and their sales projection shows it. Mark Anthony Brands, which produces the popular hard seltzer drink, says it has a 60% share of the booming market. The company projects that consumers will spend around $2.5 billion on its product this year. The company attributes its success to being healthier than many other alcoholic drinks and not confusing customers with too many flavors. But White Claw does plan to add a few new flavors next year, including watermelon, lemon, and tangerine. Yum.
At 5:51, Kanye West turning his attention to helping the environment. The rapper and fashion designer says his newest Yeezy shoes will be made partially from algae foam. Making shoes from algae helps the environment in multiple ways. Not only is algae a renewable resource, we often have so much of it, it becomes a problem. West does plan to create and grow some of his own algae, though. The clog-style Yeezy runners, which look similar to Crocs, will be available in khaki and white. The algae sneakers will be available in early 2020 and retail for $75.
Tom Hanks bears more than just a striking resemblance to Fred Rogers. Coming up, how the actor actually kept it all in the family with his latest role playing the iconic children's TV host. We'll be right back.
Come take a test drive at Honda of Fishers.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 5:55 on your Thursday. Here's a live look at your commute. If you're traveling on the northeast side of town on I-465, this is a live picture near East 56th Street. No problems here, slow you down.
If you're a fan of the movie Elf, you know the best way to spread Christmas cheer is to sing loud for all to hear. But what's the second best way? A stay at this elf-inspired hotel suite. It's at the Club Wyndham's Midtown 45 Manhattan location. The room comes complete with paper snowflakes, a towering Christmas tree, and wrapping paper covered walls. And if you get hungry, the kitchen is stocked full of sugary snacks, including everything to make Buddy's famous candy covered spaghetti. The suite also comes with complimentary tickets to the Empire State Building and the Rockefeller Center ice skating rink.
Very fun. Well, Tom Hanks bears a shocking resemblance to Fred Rogers, who he plays in the upcoming film A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. But the similarities are more than just good casting. It turns out the two are actually related. According to Ancestry.com, Hanks and Rogers are 6 cousins. The actors share a 5th great-grandfather who immigrated from Germany to America in the 18th century. Many fans weren't surprised about the casting, saying Hanks was the perfect choice to play Mr. Rogers, and now we know why. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood premieres tomorrow. And that looks like such a sweet movie.
It does. I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to someone famous finally popping up on my 23andMe, you know, so I can say I'm 6 cousins with some major celebrity.
We're all related to George Washington somehow, right? That's what
right, yeah, exactly. All right, Todd, how is the weather looking this morning?
You know, a good day for a movie potentially here during the day today with the rain and the wind expected as we work our way throughout the morning and afternoon hours. So we're just starting to see the showers move through. Most of you get your commute in with just some light spotty showers here or there. The heavier shower activity is later. Temperatures are in the 40s right now, going up into the 50s this afternoon, but the rain moves in and the winds pick up. We could see some gusts up to 40 miles per hour. We'll talk more about today and beyond coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues. The time now is 5:56. Stay with us.